Hello, 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 Teddy and Justin. This is Cameron. We're at the Pitchmark Collective here. Teddy, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing good. I got a high self-esteem right now. Positive body image. That's it.
Positive by what? 8? How many views do you have right now, Teddy? I just looked at it, but
I believe the count's at 18,100.
18,100 people have seen your ass cheeks at this point.
I think my favorite number on this one is the fact that 60 people decided this is something they wanted to share with somebody.
Yeah, 60 people actually. I mean, okay, so let's say 57 people decided to share it because I'm sure the three of us did, but 57 other people in this world wanted their entire circle to see your ass cheeks, Teddy.
It's the highest compliment I've ever received.
You know, you got a nice, like, from your ankle up, just a good ratio of just meat on them bones, Teddy. So congratulations to you.
At first, when it got like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, I was thinking like, oh, maybe it's just a really good putting stroke and people are sending this and showing others like, hey, look at this guy's putting stroke. But now I don't think that's the case.
So I was playing with, I played golf on Saturday and Sunday, playing with like in a tournament on Saturday. And one of my buddies, I was joking around like, oh yeah, we've got this podcast. And they're like, wait, what? You have a podcast? Which is the weirdest response ever because it happened both Saturday and Sunday. But so we at least got 8 new followers out of that because everyone, right as I said that, went and subscribed. But my buddy Joey, who I post like videos of and stuff, he's like, dude, that's your guys' post because it came on my feed. And he was scrolling through Instagram and all of a sudden Teddy's ass cheeks appeared.
So the backstory to that is we're acquaintances with Sam Hahn, who is the CEO for Lab Putters. And part of the fitting process is you film your putting stroke, send that in, they review it, and then they fit you for one of their putters and get everything dialed in after watching that video. And so I thought it would be so funny to do that and have my bare ass cheeks in the video that goes to them and just see like what sort of response. I didn't even get a response. I don't have a lab putter. Nobody got back to me. I tagged him in it. He didn't even comment on it. I got nothing out of him. So I might need to resend that. So I can get that.
Somebody at Sam Hahn, CEO.
At Sam Hahn.
I mean, we should have done it earlier. And when he was playing in the Oregon Am qualifier, I could have just went straight up to him and asked him for his opinion.
Yeah. Hey man, have you seen these ass cheeks before?
Yeah. Do you know the angle that is perfect fly angle to balance his putter with this right here?
And then I turn around.
Yeah.
It's too funny. Go check out our latest, one of our latest Instagram reels, Pitchmark Collective on Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify, if you're interested to see a quick glimpse of TL2's butt.
Yeah. Or, I thought it was a sneak preview of like last year's Scottie Cameron commercial. I think that would be even better. So,
What putter is that you have in there?
You know the putter. You know what putter that is.
I thought you don't have that one anymore.
I don't have it anymore. I sold that one.
It's a really fastback.
Yeah. It was a good deal.
Those are my favorite.
You've had more Tyrolean putters than anyone I know, Teddy. Like, I just love Tyrolean putters, and I'm so jealous because being left-handed, they are never on the market, and if they are like
3 times the cost.
Bucks.
Yeah, because it's
that one. That one wasn't the fastback though. It was the older one that had been refinished. So it was the Santa Fe. I can't remember if it was the 3 or the 2, but it was
the original Tyrolean run.
Yeah, and it had gotten refinished and everything. But so it had the copper insert, which I didn't like, and it had 3 alignment lines on the flange,
Yeah.
And it just looked way too big. So I didn't like how it felt. I didn't like how it looked, but it was a good come up.
What's your guys' preferred like alignment tool on the top flange of the putter? Like, do you guys like dots? Do you guys like lines? Do you like it bare?
I'll let you go first, Justin.
I on my Toulon, I purposely waited until I found the tour lined, and so it's just got one. I mean, the Toulon is, so it's a black mallet, and it has one straight line all the way across it, and that's been my favorite so far. But like, if I was gonna buy a lab, which I've keep going back and looking at them, I love the 3 lines. Like, I want 3 lines all the way back. I want as much alignment within that face as possible.
For a short while, I had a Scottie Cameron tour rat that I just come across in one, Justin.
No big deal.
And
Yeah, someone's like dream putter that they sell their soul for, and he's like, "Yeah, I mean, I had it. No big deal.
$100, but whatever."
It had a sight. It had a sight dot on it that's just like a circle.
Yeah.
And I did not like that at all. Like, I didn't use it on the course. I just used it on my perfect putting mat. I'm like, this is terrible. Like, what are we doing here? I find myself, I really like the single line because it's easy to line up to. If you use the line on your ball, it's very easy to get those two to correlate. If I were to use like triple track balls from Callaway, I'd probably be more inclined to go the 3 line because they're also they're going to be easier to line up. But I'm more of a single line guy. I don't necessarily put a ball like a marker line on my ball. I'm more of like, I'm just going to use whatever comes on the ball stock because the ball's not going to be around for long. So why am I going to waste my time putting a marker on it? And actually, as of late, I find myself like overthinking putts when I'm doing all that. So if my ball's not like covered in grass or dirt, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to read this putt and I'm just going to hit the line I think it is without adjusting the ball, and it's a line. So,
I mean, there's a whole like science to putter shape, putter alignment. I mean, all of that stuff that you could go like deep dive into, and it's ridiculous how much time you can spend on it. I did learn that like the rounded back putters, I like I line those up so much better than anything with sharp edges. Just kind of weird. So
I was talking with a pal of mine who was talking about the fastback specifically, Teddy, about the open and shut rate of the face. He's like, those are like some of the hardest ones to hit. And I don't know if that's for him or anything, but I was standing over. I tried, like when I was at the PGA Superstore, I tried grabbing the ones that looked as close to that as possible. I'm like, that's kind of like, right. Like, I don't like looking down at that anymore, Justin, like the rounded back. I can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's all eyes, right? Like,
yeah, I think the first thing is like go through and find like, okay, what do I like to look at? And then kind of go from there. Personally, like I prefer as little aid as possible because then I'm just thinking of like, if it doesn't look right when I'm setting up to it, like if the line on the ball isn't in line with the line on the putter. So
you're just instantly in your head, like,
I'm like, okay, well, I'm missing
no confidence.
This. So, and I'm not going to spend the extra 45 seconds to get it set up right. So like I'll use, the putter that I'm using most often, it has a line, but it's not painted. So you can kind of see it, but it's there, but you're not really focused on it. And then I'll have the alignment on all the golf balls now have like the arrows. So I'll have that basically against my putter face. So that's where my putter is going to be hitting the ball is on the line. So I can vaguely see like the top little arrow.
Or like curving around to the top.
Yeah. So I barely see it, but it's not like, it's mainly like okay, this is where I need to make contact with the ball is on this kind of side. And then on top of the ball, there's nothing. It's just blank because there's so many times where, you can read it and you think you got it. And then as soon as you're standing over it, it just feels like maybe it's a little more left or a little more right. So I just try to keep it as simple as possible and it's all feel at that point, and just really try to feel the putt instead of get too, be too in love with the line and everything like that. But I do kind of prefer like a dot as opposed to like multiple lines or anything like that. I'm fine with the line that I have now only because I don't really see it, and it's just kind of there just to kind of help get the ball in the right line. But I'm not like basing everything off of, okay, this line is pointing at this spot or anything like that.
Huh. Do you guys know what your dominant eye is? Have you ever thought about it?
No.
They're both really bad.
Okay, so your dominant eye that you actually look, it plays a huge part in putting, which is kind of interesting too. And even
if I had to
like
guess, it's going to be my right eye.
So what I've started doing, and like I'm playing in the member guest this week, and I've played with this guy for the last 3 years, and he's seen all sorts of weird putting shit that I've gone through. But now what I do is I literally I'm so left eye dominant that I have to close my right eye to make sure that like my alignment is correct. And if I let my right eye do anything with it, I like aim way left to my target.
You're doing this behind the ball as you're looking at your putt, or like
I'm literally doing it when I'm over the ball. I close one to make sure, and I look over because I'm so left eye dominant that I have to go down the line with it. Otherwise, I'll just start aiming really far left on things.
That just sounds like another way I could overthink things, so I'm not going to do that.
Oh, I totally overthink it. Yeah. It's called golf.
But you had 28 putts a couple rounds ago, right? Something's working occasionally.
Which Teddy shit on right away because yes, I did have some very good chips.
He didn't hit any greens that day, but 28 putts.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't. The putting number doesn't tell the whole story.
No, and you're 100% right. I've been so pissed because I feel like I've been putting good, but it's always been like 35, 36 putts, and I'm like, geez Louise, I feel like it's been better than this, but it's coming around. Like I'm actually pretty happy with. Like this weekend, I played in a tournament, which just drove me nuts. Which shout out to Northwest Golf guys, like they did an awesome job of getting everyone off. We played pretty quickly. Like it's just a super fun environment to play with them. I was talking to Travis over there, and he was like, "Hey, I'll be a guest whenever, and we can talk about tournaments and all sorts of stuff." And I think it'd be fun to have them on some point. But I went 42-35. Like just the front, and I didn't do anything really stupid like you're expecting doubles or something. I just went like par, bogey, 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 bogey. Like on 2 par 5s that I usually have no problem with, I missed it like just a little bit, but just enough off the tee box to get behind a tree. And then I actually posted where one of my drives ended up, which was 2 feet off the ground in a sagebrush. Like it didn't even get off the ground. I'm like, really? How is this happening all in one day? It's like the worst luck I've had on those 2 holes in the last 4 years of playing there.
Then you bounce back and shot one under on the back nine.
Yeah, bogeyed 18 to shoot a 35. I was like, damn. I can just put the entire
2 under
together.
On the back going into 18. Is what
you're yeah. On the back. Yeah. So
nice little tail of 2 9s. It's always my favorite. Unfortunately, mine's always I start off shooting a low 9. Like low 9 to me would be breaking 40, right? And then it's just the wheels come off on hole 12 and we shoot 47.
So you're just like my daughter.
Yes.
How she just today shot 41, which is like her personal best, and then goes out to shoot like a 57 or something like that on the back.
Hey, by my math, that's still breaking 100. So
yeah, and it was still a great round. It's just like, and Teddy, I'm sure you were there with like junior golf. You went through this phase of like, oh yeah, I can actually play golf. Oh yeah, but I can't put 18 together. And then it's going to take like 5 or 6 rounds. And then she's going to be able to put like 14 holes together instead of 10.
Well, yeah. And at that age, it's tough because you're, oh my gosh, this is my career low.
Yeah.
And as soon as you think that, it's.
Well, I think I probably screwed her because on 10,
no, way to go.
We're walking up and she's like, I think I played really good on the front. And I'm like, you bogeyed the last hole and you shot 41 on the front. She's like, really? And I'm like, oh shoot. You really had no idea where you were.
Idiot. Yeah.
What did I tell you this for? crap.
That's
So,
too funny.
but it's fun. Watching her like go through these growth pieces is like just kind of like humbling. You're like, dude, golf is a hard sport.
Yeah.
Yes.
Watching
Yes, it is.
kids try and like actually play it and be confident in it, it's like it's humbling for sure.
Well,
Listen,
especially
I mean,
when
we had
when
two
you
professional
guys.
golfers crying on the golf course this week. Like, let's just
Well, yeah,
put
that's
that
true.
out there. You know,
Wait,
like,
who was the other one besides Nelly?
Max Homa was crying.
He was.
Wait, really?
I saw a couple of clips of him, doing one of these. Tears coming.
Maybe
out.
it was just allergies.
Sure.
I mean, okay, so but if we're gonna get into that, I mean, obviously LPGA was this weekend on the West Coast. They were playing the KPMG PGA Championship.
How far away was that from you, Justin?
It was 5.5 hours.
That's up by Seattle. That's in Washington.
Yeah. And we were planning on going on Sunday, but I got invited to play at the club on Sunday and didn't want to miss taking advantage of that for the member guest this week. And once we got around to it, it was like, okay, we're gonna drive 5.5 hours up there, watch golf, and then drive 5.5 hours back. And funny, like I was actually listening to the happy hour for No Laying Up or something. And they were talking about the LPGA, and they're like, Nelly Korda has missed 2 cuts in a row. And my daughter, the only female golfer she knows of, is Nelly Korda.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm going to change weekend plans, and there's a chance that she doesn't make the cut. And then look what's happened.
What'd she do? Like,
she went from
81
like
or something.
second place to shooting 86 or something like that. I think on.
I think it was only
Friday.
80. I think it was only 81, but
she had a 43 on the front.
You can tell your daughter she beat Nelly Korda.
Yeah. Yeah. At the hallway.
I was looking, like, watching some of those shots, and I'm like, I would hit every tree on this golf course because I would send my drive directly into the woods.
Yeah.
And then I'd hit every tree trying to come out. Yeah. It
was so narrow.
Dude,
it looks like a really fun track, though. I would love to play there.
It looks super fun. The only thing, like, I don't know the difference of those courses because they kind of combined 2 courses out there. They did that with Live when they went to Pumpkin Ridge, where they took the private and the public, and they made like tee boxes for one off of the other and mishmashed the entire thing together. So I'm like, okay, what's the real course out there? I mean, very slim likely that I'll ever get on that course in Sahaley, but
someone at Sahaley, someone at us, if you want us to come out, we'll come. I mean,
but it was fun. I mean, the LPGA Tour was pretty fun to watch to some extent. I did watch a little bit more on Thursday and Friday trying to figure that out, but it kind of like the excitement kind of teetered and it was just like flat. Whereas, I mean, if you weren't excited about the PGA Tour this weekend, then you don't actually enjoy golf at all, because I loved every second of the PGA Tour this weekend.
I was just happy. Like, I was really worried after Saturday when Tom Kim was just playing absolutely lights out. And I was just thinking, like, here's another runaway.
Yeah, he's going to go
6
6 under on Sunday. He's going to win by 2 strokes, unless somebody shoots 59 again. Like,
but I
thought it was in Tom Kim's. I thought it was in Tom Kim's bag Saturday night, like when it was wrapped up. I thought, there was no way he loses this. He just his Sunday
there were so many people that were actually playing good golf though. Like there was people that were moving up the leaderboard, and then you've got, I mean, player of the year. I mean, we might as well just call him the FedEx champion at this point. I mean, Scottie. Like, I obviously had the chance to pick him. I should have.
You did.
That was.
Justin, we weren't going to bring that up, by the way. We weren't going to bring it up.
Well, I mean,
I was going to bring it up.
Oh yeah,
it's in the notes.
Teddy was actually going to just.
For the listeners, Teddy passed on picking Scottie Scheffler. I passed on picking Scottie Scheffler. We left the door wide open for Justin to make a comeback.
Yeah.
This week in the
and Justin was between a couple golfers and had not picked yet, and we kept saying pick Scottie.
Yeah.
I think it was the shock of Scottie still being available. It had to be.
Yeah. Well, for one, didn't think that he was even like going to be on the board. Period. But also for 2, like I already had convinced myself that like, oh no, it's a bad pick at this point. Like he's not gonna putt well or something. I kept telling myself. So
But the thing with Scotty is if on the weeks he doesn't putt well, he's like still in contention. And when
yeah, he putts
wells,
worse than anyone on the PGA Tour, and he still like somehow comes
Yeah.
and wins a tournament.
But yeah, I think you said it. I mean, Scotty, there's no way he like doesn't win the FedEx Cup.
He's 2,500 points of in front of Xander at this point. Like
just no way.
You think anyone is? I mean, this is gonna suck for the Tour Championship. We're gonna come down and just like pick the winners. Who's picking Scotty? Because you're gonna start with a 10-stroke lead.
Yeah, we might have to say you can't pick.
Yeah, like
Scotty
who's coming
for the FedEx.
closest to Scotty after that?
Yeah.
Well, it goes 10, 8, 6, 4, like right. Like there's not just him at 10 and everyone
Yeah,
starts at
it's.
even.
I think it's. Wasn't it like 10-6 or something like
Yeah,
that?
but any sort of lead.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, no, I get it. Like, I'm right there with you.
That's my point. Is that you give him a lead to start out with? Like I think it's as long as
like
he can get through.
Xander wouldn't have to win every tournament without Scotty playing in it.
To
Correct.
pick up 2,500 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But,
So I was hoping for a playoff. I wanted a playoff so bad. I thought that was awesome. Like watching Scotty come back and play, that was great. I thought Tony had it there until Big Tone decided to like, what the hell happened on that par 3?
He must have duffed it like or something. He must have did it. He must have hit a cam. Hit a cam.
Yeah. Not
like,
a can. He hit a can.
He hit it like 25 yards short. It looked like on the broadcast. I'm like, what is going on? Because even the next shot, the drop, you're still going over the lake. It's still intimidating. It's still impossible. He ended up making double?
Yeah, double on 16. And he was
and it's not even a
for the
long hole. It's like 160 yards.
Yeah, no, Tom Kim and Scotty threw darts into there. I think everyone was attacking that pin. And he just something happened. I mean, I was shocked. I'm like, what the?
I was so disappointed because we were finishing our round in the morning, and like we're either listening to it on XM radio, Teddy's favorite, or we were just looking at the PGA Tour app, and it was like, why is he dropping right now? Like, why did this just happen? We were all so confused by it. So
it was very exciting. As soon as Scotty birdied, did he birdie 3 in a row on the front? I think so. But as soon as he birdied those 3, it was just kind of the train has left the station and he's making his move. I was telling.
So in round 4, he birdied 13, 14, 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He birdied 6 and 7 on the front.
Oh, he birdied. Okay. Yeah. So after he birdied 6 and 7 and they're making a turn, that's kind of when it was, okay, this might get kind of dicey here on the back 9.
Yeah, because Tom Kim wasn't making any birdies really.
No, he wasn't really playing that well. I mean, yeah, he shot even on the front, birdie 10 though. So then you kind of thought like, all right, maybe he's finally turning it on. But once they all got to 16, when they were on the par 3, Scotty hit a dart, had 12 feet. Then Tom Kim hit a dart, had 10 feet, same line, little inside. And when Scotty missed his, I kind of thought for sure Tom Kim's going to drain this and he's just going to hold on and it's his. And then he missed it a half roll short in the heart.
And I think he knew it too. I think he stood up out of it. He's like, I didn't hit it hard enough. Yeah. I mean, Scotty had the same thing where it's storming in Jacksonville. I don't know if you guys could hear the thunder or not, but okay, good. Scotty, like he just barely tapped it and it was 3-4 inches short. And then Tom did the same exact stroke where it's just, I'm just going to blow on it and hope it makes to the hole. And it just never, as soon as it was halfway, he knew it wasn't going to make it, but it was tracking. When they were standing on 18 and Scotty had a shot from like the fringe, I'm like, he's going to make this.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to make this putt, and he just missed it off, I think, on the low side. And then Tom Kim had a pretty good putt. The biggest thing was these protesters were storming the field with smoke bombs, smoke grenades, and just completely stopping play for what, 15, 20 minutes, maybe 15.
Yeah, something like that,
I'm
10,
like,
15
I'm
minutes.
like, I don't know if these guys know golf, but they literally just picked the perfect time to make the most impact when it comes to ruining these three guys' golf game right now.
So do you think, I mean, I actually think it affected Scottie. I think it was perfect for Tom Kim.
Mhm.
I know that's like a weird take. Like you think, like, oh, you're getting out of it. Like I think it gave him a distraction of how big of a moment he just had. He had a putt to get into a playoff with
Mhm.
Scottie Scheffler, world number one.
I don't know. I mean, Scottie didn't necessarily have the most makeable putt from the fringe. I don't think it really played a role into that. Like he still put a good stroke on it and just
No, I just think it was a
missed the
better
rough.
scenario to
Oh,
have
it
that happen
probably
to
let
Tom Kim.
Tom calm down and
Yeah,
like let
exactly.
his
Like
nerves
Tom
settle
got to
for sure.
focus on some dumbasses getting arrested, going like, "What in the hell has happened?" Probably made some
Yeah.
joke with Scotty because he was clearly talking to Scotty's like ear off all day. I mean, Scotty's
Yeah.
probably antisocial this week because of how much Tom Kim actually talked to him in the final
Well,
round.
I think they're actually really good friends. Like they're pals. They both live in the Dallas area and
They do.
play golf a lot.
I think that probably
But-
helps Tom in that situation too, right?
Yeah.
Depending on like who else he was going to be going up against
He's
when it's
probably
one
like,
of your
oh,
buddies.
he's like, this is just another putt for $500 that
Right.
Scotty
It's
and I
another
can do
money game back at,
in our money
back at the
game.
club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
Tom hit a great putt. Love to see that, his excitement and how excited he was to go to the playoff with Scotty. One thing I wanted to talk about now that we're getting into the playoff, Justin, is Tom Kim's approach shot into 18, right? And he dunked it right into the bunker.
I
And your
texted you
first-
right away and I said that was a caddy issue.
Disagree.
Why? I also disagree.
No, because you've got a guy who's like, how old is Tom Kim?
22.
22?
Just turned 22.
Okay, he's 22 years old. Biggest stage he's ever been on, right?
He's won twice before. He's played in the majors. He made a comeback.
Ryder Cup.
He's playing
last year in the
against
Open.
world number one in a playoff. We don't get to experience those types of things in golf that often. I think it's a pretty big stage.
It's a big stage. It's a signature event. I get it.
He's
But
playing for what, $3.5 million?
Yeah, rather than winning 3.6 million, he won 2.3.
So,
just a
but
small difference.
he's also got one, like, I mean, you were throwing some stats out there about the caddy being a veteran with how many wins does the caddy have? Didn't you say something
I saw
like that?
Paul Tesori has 25 PGA Tour wins in I
Okay.
think like 20 years.
So the caddy has the experience in that. That's where I think the caddy needs to go. Hey, let's not try and take a lob wedge 112 yards or 111 yards. Like that's a massive lob wedge. I don't care who you are. You've got to hit like the world's most jacked up lob wedge to go that far, like adrenaline wise jacked up. Like I just think you go, okay, hey, let's put it to a point where we've got 15, 20 feet because it's a new pin position. Like they had to switch it for the playoff. And we like take our medicine to some extent on this. We're not going to just try.
So you think Paul Tesori should have said, no, you're not going that's not the right shot.
Yeah.
Rather than instill confidence into Tom Kim, who is adrenaline's already been running for the last 5 holes, right? He's
just hit sand wedge 130 yards on the 18th.
I think Tom Kim just did not execute the shot that he wanted to.
Totally. I 100% agree with that. I'm not saying that
I don't think you pull your player off that shot. I think it's up to Tom Kim to make sure
you
that
don't
ball
think
clears the bunker.
You don't think Ted Scott pulls Scotty off so many shots where he says, hey, this is what we're doing right now. I think this is a better shot for you.
I don't think it happens frequently. No, I don't.
I think it happens a lot more often than like we even know about.
I'm an experienced caddy, Teddy. Let me get this last part out here.
With what 2 rounds of golf he's caddied for?
Their role, and don't get me wrong, Ted and Paul, probably really good players in their own right. Their number one role is to instill confidence into the player's thought process, unless it's absolutely dire and they 100% disagree with it. If I'm caddying for somebody and they're like, and like Teddy just said, he just hit a sand wedge 130 yards 2 shots ago. I'm like, yeah, he's getting this lob wedge. Like these guys, they know exactly how far their yards go. And I think even if you were to ask Tom Kim, he's like, I hit a bad shot. I can get that club there 10 times out of 10.
They were
Unfortunately,
totally
this was the 11th
relying
time.
on the wind. That was even said in one of the interviews that they were.
I think it's a
worse.
worse.
And the wind died.
And what didn't help is that it was plugged. He had no chance of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
that
I
ball stopping.
just think like in that scenario with a younger player, like, and caddies do that a lot. Like I think I'm gonna totally say you're wrong in this scenario, Cam.
I don't think it happens. as
Caddies,
frequent as you
pole
think it
players
does.
often say no. I think this is a.
I think it depends on the moment too, though, right? Like if Tom's the one that says I want to hit lob wedge, I think it'd be way different if he's kind of between and isn't really committed one way or the other. It's a little bit easier for the caddy in that scenario to say, well, hey, let's go with the sand wedge.
What about
take
this
some
shot?
off.
Yeah. What if we cut the sand wedge in there?
I think if Tom's leaning towards I'm just going to go all out on this lob wedge right now, the caddy's going to do more harm than good by pulling him off and putting a different club in his hand at that point.
We can agree to disagree.
I
don't know. Well, we'll take it. Like I want to know what Instagram and everyone says about it too.
I think they can both. They can both sleep, right? But they can both sleep easily and peacefully, knowing that Paul letting the player, hit the shot that he felt most comfortable with hitting in the moment, and Tom too. Just hey, I didn't second guess myself. And I guess that would have been worse too.
I would always wonder too, like, okay, now you know the result. Like you go back on it. Would you take lob wedge from dude, lob wedge at 111 yards is absolutely massive.
What do you think the degree of that lob wedge is?
I mean, even whether it's a 58 or a 60, that's still a massive lob wedge.
I mean, I hit it, and I live at elevation, and I don't do it every time I hit it. But I mean, I hit a 110-yard, 58-degree last time I played golf.
Did you skull
it was a good shot. It wasn't a skull. No.
I mean, I hit it totally thin. I didn't take a divot, but I still went the same distance.
Yeah, it went 900 feet over the green. I was greenside at this point. No, I hit a good shot. I didn't like it. I'm like, I have to see what I can do with this 58-degree because I've never had a 58-degree. That was my fourth round with it, and I've really just used it bunkers and shorter shots. So I'm like, let me see if I can get it there. And I did. I hit a good shot with it. I mean, it's probably 15 feet. Definitely three-putted from there, if I ever remember correctly. But what I'm saying, like, what my thought is like, it aligns with Teddy. It's like Tesori's going to do more harm than good by saying that's not the right club. He's going to put that doubt in there, and then he's going to make Tom hit a shot that he may not be.
He doesn't necessarily want to hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also too, like it depends on the player in certain pressure situations. Like for him, it might be easier for him to just swing hard in a pressure situation as opposed to laying off of something and hitting more of a feel shot.
I can totally agree with that. And it's probably how I've been taking my wedges lately. I mean, I've gone back to the point of like, I don't want to hit anything over 80-90% with a wedge. Like
I'm with you. Yeah.
Like I'm not swinging 100% lob wedge ever anymore. Like nothing ever ends up good with 100% full swing lob wedge. Or even, I mean, like I very rarely even do that with a gap wedge at this point. Like lately I've just been going, okay, 125 yards is I know I can max out a gap wedge. And if it's like 120 to 125, I'm like, all right, let's just like 75% pitching wedge, and I'll put it somewhere a little bit more controlled.
What degree are your wedges that, not your pitching wedge, but we'll call it
I went 50, 54, 60.
Okay.
So I had a 58
I'm 50, 54, 58.
Yeah. I did that 2 years ago, and it didn't do anything for me.
Yeah. Typically, if it's like 110 yards and less, I'm like, yeah, it's a 54, like 100% of the time. Because if I want to swing 100%, it's going 110, 115. That's great.
Yeah.
But I also have more confidence at 70 yards than I would pulling out a 58-degree that, to my eyes, like as flat as the ground that I'm putting it on, right? Like you might as well just make it, what would that be? 90? Yeah, 90 degrees. That's what my mind thinks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's on the player 100% in my eyes. Yeah, I bet if you asked Tom, he'd say the same thing. He's like, I didn't hit it the way I needed to, or maybe it slid up the face a little bit more than he was expecting, or maybe there was
I
mud
think
on the ball, whatever.
the wind stopped.
Well, they're playing LCP. Yeah.
The only reason that they're actually he's getting that ball there 99% of the time is because of the wind, and the wind stopped. Like they even mentioned how the wind changed directions right in his backswing. So I think that was a bummer. I mean, he had to hit the most perfect lob wedge to do that. Maybe he felt that way, I guess. I mean, that's the other perspective of it. Like maybe you feel like you have to put it to 2 feet, otherwise you're gonna lose.
Yeah, it could be. You can't go 4 holes with Scottie.
Yeah. So maybe that was it. So I can appreciate that to some extent. Like my best case scenario is a 100% lob wedge, because I know I'm going to be able to put it to I'm either going to the bunker, I'm going 2 feet.
Okay.
Can we start? And I may be the only one down for this movement, but can we start calling them by their degrees and not lob and gap and all that shit?
Well, it's because we all play different lob wedges. Like I play a 60.
Yeah, but like you say lob wedge, I'm like, so is that 50? Is that 58? Like I don't like. Why not just say
mine's a 62? Degrees? I'm not hitting a full 62 degree.
I played with a guy this weekend who did so many full swing 62s. I was like, you got to be kidding me. It was crazy. Just like, I was like, all right, is it going to get
What's
there?
The point?
Then it you better have that distance down, because it is just stopping. It's not going anywhere, you know? Like, I don't get that play from 100 yards.
So are we saying that Tom Kim lost because he took too long standing over the ball, and so the wind stopped? Is that kind of where we're
Some
at?
people are saying Tom Kim's a slow player. I saw it on the socials.
There was a lot of it.
Player.
It's not as bad as others, but it was bad. He just stands over it for way too long.
Yeah, he's like, he gets to the ball quickly, and then he's like, I'm just gonna rest here for a few minutes.
But he also sits there in like stillness. Whereas at least I know that Brian Harmon's having like multiple seizures, and he's just like twitching. So I know something's going on there. Whereas like
Brian Harmon dances over the ball.
He just stood there, and you're like, hey, did my internet go out?
Did he die? Is he having a stroke?
No, I see the caddy moving. Okay, we're still good. I'm pretty sure. At least I know with Twitchy McTwitcherton, he's still alive and he's about to take shots.
I have a hot take. People are not going to like this.
Oh, I can't wait.
People are not going to like this. I don't care how fast pros play. I don't care. I do not care.
They doesn't affect us.
Tom Kim and Scottie Scheffler were playing for $3.6 million. I pay to play. I want to move fast. I want the groups ahead of me to move fast. I do not care how fast pros play golf. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it should take more than 6 hours, but I understand these are tournaments. There's a ton of people in the first 2 rounds. This one, all 4, because there's no cut. We confirmed that. No cut. I don't care. Like, I do not care. Now, does it annoy me when I'm watching it? Maybe sometimes. I hate seeing Brian Harmon stand over the ball because, like you said, his 17 waggles a shot. It's like, I get it. It's annoying. But, like, ultimately, it's like these guys are playing for millions of dollars. They need to be able to perform. And if that's how they perform well, then give them the extra 10 seconds over the ball staring at it like Tom Kim needs.
Well, if we think about it in a different sense, like you're saying I should accomplish more before lunchtime at work. Yes. You know what I mean? Like I don't accomplish enough in an 8-hour day or something. And that's what we're saying about them when it's like, oh, you need to play faster. You know what I mean? So yeah, they can take their time. It's however they accomplish and be as successful as possible.
Yeah. I don't understand the people complaining about pros playing slowly. Like it's week in and week out, whether it's on Twitter or it's NLU or it's people we know personally. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Well, and it's up to the media at that point to, like, you can cut away. Like everything's on a delay when they're in the booth anyway. Like just
like I said, dude, it doesn't affect us at all.
No.
Like we don't even notice that Brian Harmon takes. I mean, besides his twitches, we don't notice that he like walks slower or that Tom Kim, except for like those 20 seconds that we're actually watching them swing, right?
Yeah,
So it's like,
it's
who
like
cares?
it's like these channels who are broadcasting this and everything, like they know Brian Harmon's about to do 18 waggles over this hybrid
Mhm.
shot, this par 5. Why are you cutting to him so quickly?
Wait till like 12 or 13 waggles in.
Yeah.
and cut to it.
Yeah, but I also think I really like when they show the caddy, even if you can't hear him necessarily, but when they show the caddy and the player talking through their shot, like I enjoy seeing that.
I think
And
it's cool. I love mic'd up ones.
Usually, once that happens, the player's walking to address the ball.
Mhm.
But it's at that point, it's like, do we really cut away? Like, this guy's about to hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I like seeing, like, if they're not showing the caddy and whatever talk, then it's like, okay, yeah, show us Brian Harmon at 13 waggles, so we only have to watch 5.
Yeah.
Unless it's like if it's Spieth or Greller, like I need to hear them as soon as they approach the golf ball.
Yeah, they might as well just be mic'd up on every tournament.
I agree.
Every time.
I don't know why they don't do that.
So
They really should do, because they do it in like football now, right? They do it in football, baseball, like they mic guys up for games.
Mhm.
Like I know it may affect a golfer in a sense of like they typically don't have those things on them, whereas a football player, they have 10 pounds of pads on them and a 5-pound helmet. Like it's not going to make much difference. I think they should figure out a way to do more mic'd up.
this was a conversation like what, a year and a half ago.
That's not like
Podcast.
interview stuff. I do like the interviews walking down the fairways.
Like
I think that's
walk
cool.
and talk.
Yeah. But I think they should definitely have people physically mic'd up and not just catching things on the fairways and around the greens.
Well, maybe
So-
that's something they can do for signature events and put more of a emphasis on like player engagement.
Give me
I
a
mean, that
reason
would
to
make
like
it-
the signature events. And
Yeah, that would make it a little
like,
more
that
exciting.
that would be awesome if we could get that out of it. But speaking of Spieth, one of my customers I was talking to today, he got to play in the Pro-Am on Monday with JT and Spieth,
That's cool.
which, I mean, we haven't even talked about this, which I think it's pretty interesting, like how well Justin Thomas played this week.
Yeah.
Like this was his best week in a year by far. Like he played awesome. Like he stayed in it. He didn't have crazy blowups. Like he was working his way up the leaderboard. Spieth, on the other hand, Cameron's favorite player in the entire world, his BFF, pooped down his leg.
He sucked. He sucked.
But it was funny because when he was in the Pro-Am, he was like, JT does not acknowledge you. Like he kind of just has some small talk here and there. Whereas Jordan Spieth, like, he is your best friend for the next 3 hours, just talking you up and having a good time and stuff like that, which I thought was kind of
Mhm.
interesting. I mean, I kind of assumed that would be the case. Like Jordan comes off a little bit more friendly, but
A little more personable. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there were some people on the leaderboard this week where it's like, oh, they're trending in the right direction. And I would even say that like Tony is trending in the right direction for the Rocket Mortgage. Like it's a course that he could actually do some damage on. But now, speaking of Tony, the picks. Do we actually get to talk about, like, I actually had 2 good picks for this week.
Yeah, I'm actually. I gotta
who's
change it.
your
We messed
DFL?
up. It
DFL
was
was
Shank.
Adam Shank, and he was tied for 55th at 4 under. And
So you got 2 points. Teddy
I
got
got
none,
2
and I got
points.
1.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you picked Finau for outright winner, who
Yep.
he was right there until he dunked his tee shot on 16.
L16.
He was a little far ahead of everyone. Teddy and I kind of talked about this when he hopped on earlier.
Yeah.
He was a few holes ahead of everyone, so I don't think he was reaching 22 under at any point in time.
Yeah.
But
The
no,
double on 16 didn't
right
help.
in it. Yeah, obviously. But no, he played well. I had Cantlay as my outright winner, and Teddy picked Ludwig, who played himself right into contention again on Saturday, just didn't do anything Sunday. But Cantlay kind of started off slow and then played well Saturday, Sunday to put
Mhm.
himself, and then just fizzled out. His putter went ice cold on like hole 13 and just didn't make anything. But yeah, Justin got a point for Finau. I got a point for Cantlay since they're both tied for 5th. And then you had Adam Schenk as DFL, who almost finished DFL.
So
It was a good week.
A little
So
bit of a
currently,
comeback for Justin. Now, just think if you would have put Scottie. You had 4 points.
I think you have them backwards because I'm looking
Yeah,
at
I
what
do.
you
I'm
just
changing it
did.
back now.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I think Cam got 1 point, so he's at 12 points overall. I got 2, so I'm at 8. And then Teddy, you got 0, but you're still at 15, so you're still winning.
Still
You're
sitting
over
pretty.
Cam by 4. So
My DFL, Brendan Todd was 9 under par.
yeah, I was gonna say your DFL actually, I mean, was playing pretty well. I think your DFL at 1 point was ahead of your outright winner.
That's true.
So your outright winner finally decided to wake up and have some coffee on Saturday afternoon and Sunday.
I think one thing I really enjoyed seeing this week, I mean, Cam Young shooting 59. Like, obviously, this course is prime for the taking to these guys at this skill level. Furyk shot 58, the lowest score PGA Tour history. But Cam Young, that 59, I mean, it could have been 56.
Well, he was making he wasn't making just tap-ins either.
Right.
Like to make 59 was what, wasn't it like 10, 11 feet?
For par. Yeah, he hit his drive on 18 to just above the bunker on a crazy like uphill lie.
Yeah.
He just had to hack out like a pitching wedge or something, went up to the front of the green and just hit a poor chip shot. Not great. I was like, that had to be nerves. Like he knows like he just shot, like he's on the verge of breaking 60 and he kind of hit a very mediocre chip shot.
Yeah.
For birdie.
But he makes a 10, 11 footer for par. Like he was making putts. Like
Is he in the field this week?
He is.
Cam Young, yes.
Yeah. Could be somebody to watch.
Totally. I mean, it is interesting, like the people that are actually in the field this week. I was looking at it, like I think it's like 21st is the top player playing this week at the Rocket Mortgage.
For the World Golf Rankings, 16, Tom Kim, and then you got 23rd, Cam Young.
So I mean, does Tom Kim eat pizza this week? That's his biggest.
Yes.
Thing. He's got to have pizza now.
I need to eat pizza every week for these tournaments if I'm
correct until it stops working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
when he shoots 76 on Thursday, he's like, I'm never eating pizza again.
Correct.
Yeah. So Tom Kim, Cam Young, Akshay is there. Akshay played great. That was honestly a great final 3. Watching them play. He hasn't been in that situation. He's also 22. Is he younger than Tom Kim?
He's younger, I think.
Yeah. And then you just like jump straight up into like
they're the same age, 22. Whoa.
Minwoo Lee.
Fun fact about Akshay. He and I had the same birthday.
Really?
January 31st.
Nice. So
put that on my calendar.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, mark that down, chat.
At Siri and make a mark in your calendar, please. So I mean, obviously we talked about the signature event, what happened with that. Are we going into like Rocket Mortgage? Are we talking about it this week? Or are we talking about other things?
I don't know. I think we gotta I think we just kind of make our picks. Ricky won here last year, got himself back on the winning saddle, and then didn't do anything since. Really, a couple nice finishes. No real contention since then. I think Tony's won here before, right?
He has, but he won 2 years ago, but he also missed the cut last year, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
where's that? Detroit Golf Club?
Detroit Golf Club. It's playing 7,300 yards. I mean, it is kind of tree-ish. There are trees around there, but I mean, everything that I've read, it's all about off the tee. If you're long off the tee, you're going to play this course pretty well.
Yeah. I can see this being like either like a young up and comer who maybe doesn't have any wins, or I mean, isn't Harry Higgs in the field? Didn't he just get his bumped up?
Yeah, he did just get his card.
Is he actually playing though?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't see him.
Yeah, he's not playing. They do have some interesting people playing this week. Was it the 15-year-old Miles Russell?
Yeah,
he's playing, which that could be kind of cool. I mean, he made the cut and he was in contention in his Corn Ferry Tour. event. And then you've got, I'd love watching this guy. I think he's absolutely hilarious. Neil Shipley.
Jason Duffner. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Neil Shipley.
Neil Shipley's making his. I mean, he decided to turn pro. So last week I think he played it in Canada, and then this week he's playing here. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's kind of fun. And he played great in the U.S. Open and the Masters.
I want to see. I'm very interested to see how this PGA U guy Michael Bjornsson plays. You know, he played well last week in his first event. He was, I think, 8 or 9 under par, which is top half of the field. Very young. I think he hits it pretty long off the tee. I don't know that for a fact. I just think that's what happens.
No, he does. I watched him in that.
He's an intriguing player for me, being brand new to the tour, and just excited to see what he does in his first few tournaments.
For sure.
I just think there's some.
It could also be like Francesco Molinari comes out and wins.
Yeah, like there's some guys that you just have not seen in a while that are in the field.
Joel Damon's playing. I want to see Joel Damon actually play some good golf. I mean, he's
like hot and cold
in the world ranking.
Yeah, he needs
right
to start
now.
playing a little bit better.
He needs to do something, otherwise he's gonna lose eligibility. You also have Gary Woodland. I mean, there's a lot of cool names that are actually playing. All right, so who's going first with winner?
You have the most points last week, so it's your pick. You literally.
It would be you.
Yes, and you know what? I don't have the pressure of Scottie being here because he's not playing.
No.
Has anybody confirmed if there's a cut at this tournament?
There is.
I know.
There's a lot of players in the field, so I feel pretty confident.
There is a ton of players in the field. So this is the thing. Like, you could go with Tom Kim. He's the top ranked in world ranking. He came off a hot week, but it's like, is he going to keep that going? Because that's where I think younger players have the biggest issue. Is all of a sudden they come into having the best week of their life to all of a sudden they just fall flat on their face. You know,
just depends if he has pizza or not.
That is, I mean, that's valid. So my I don't know, man. I'm going back and forth between Tom Kim and Akshay. I really want to see Akshay win a tournament. I think he's actually playing really well, and he's fairly long, but we're going to keep rolling with Tom Kim. Tom Kim's my pick.
Ju Young Kim going to Justin Lair.
Yep.
All right. I think I'm next with having the point. Teddy, you didn't have any last week, so be quiet. I think this gentleman, he just put himself into elite company by shooting 59 last week. I think he gets his first PGA Tour win this week. He's a long hitter. He and I share a first name. You can't think of a better duo. At least I can't. Me and Cam Young. So Cam Young, outright winner for the Rocket Mortgage Classic for his first PGA Tour win.
That's a good pick. That leaves me. I'm between.
I think you're going Bobby Mack, right?
No,
I almost went Bobby Mack.
I wanted him because he's lefty, and I really wanted to pick a lefty.
Yeah, part of me wants to take a flyer.
Would it be surprising if a guy like Jake Knapp comes out and wins his second tournament?
Yes, yes, it would.
No, he hits the ball a mile. This is going to be a course that he's going to excel on.
I'm trying to go through this list, and I want to guess who Teddy picks.
Zach Johnson.
Oh gosh.
No, I think,
but not for winning. You pick an arm sleeves guy and iron covers?
Oh God, no. I don't think I could. I really don't think I could. So I'm between two different guys. So I kind of want to say Tyson Alexander. I feel like he's popped up on the leaderboards
So when
on
you
some
meant
of the events.
when you said flyer, you meant like somebody who is currently orbiting space. as a
Yeah,
flyer.
yeah.
Yes, correct.
Like he's
It-
just going through the NASA training protocol to try and get into space. Got it. Okay.
Tyson Alexander. I don't even know who that is.
What?
He's a Gator. He's a Gator. His dad was the coach at UF for a
Hometown
long
I was
hero.
time.
thinking like you were going Zach Blair or someone like that.
You know, he
No,
was
I don't-
intriguing to me too.
I don't think it really is gonna set up well for him. Fuck, dude.
Daniel
This
Berger.
sucks. No, I hate
Never
him.
happened. I like
Let's go Maverick McNeely.
Oh,
Let's get
I saw that name like he's picking Maverick again.
yeah.
yeah. We're doing it.
All right. So I've got Cam Young. Justin's got Tom Kim. Teddy with Maverick McNeely. So then that goes to, you want to do the cut next? Cut line?
Yeah, let's do the cut.
I get
Justin.
to go first again.
You do.
All right, I'm going.
Looks like last year was 3 under par.
Yeah, I was kind of split in the middle of a couple things. So I think I'm going to go 4 under.
Whew. Cam.
Oh, I apologize. The cut was 4 under last year. Okay.
Mm.
I looked at a few of them. So
I'm going to go 2 under.
I will go 3 under. I was hoping you were gonna pick 3 because I was gonna go 2, but
Yeah. I knew your train of thought. I know you, Teddy. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna be the guy.
it's true.
All right. So 4 under for Justin, 2 under for me, 3 under for Teddy. Now we're to our. I think this might be my favorite pick. Is like, who's gonna fail this week?
So
Who's gonna
and
be
we
close?
we're let's add this because there's a lot of people in here without like world ranking or without like FedEx points, stuff like that. They have to have world ranking in there. So that's the one caveat to this. Like you're not picking, one of the amateurs or anything like that. So they have to have world ranking.
Do you agree to those terms, Teddy?
I would agree to those terms.
I agree
Okay.
as well.
So if I get to pick this, I am actually going with Bud Colley.
Mm.
But you hate a good comeback story, huh?
I
That's
do.
crazy.
Yeah.
And second on my list, unfortunately, was Kevin Kisner, and I can't do that because I enjoy watching Kiz so much, and I want to hear some of his commentary. So I secretly want him to miss the cut.
You're like,
So that
please
he'll-
fail so you can take this job. As,
Yeah, so that
yeah.
you'll actually do this. But I really enjoy Kiz, and so I can't root against him.
I got you. This is something that's never happened in the history of this podcast, but just curious. What if one of us were to pick the other's outright winner to finish DFL? And we get it right. We have to incentivize that, right?
I'd go like if you get that, it's the outright winner. Like you get double points.
Like, so for example, Teddy picked Maverick McNeely, but I said Maverick McNeely's going to
Gonna
finish
get
last.
DFL.
And like
You
he
get 3
does.
points
Or be
automatically.
worse.
Yeah.
I think should we do like top 10 of the worst to incentivize it to? Because if we do it just if he gets the absolute, like if he just is the worst out of our 3 picks, I don't feel like that's
I would say 2 points. I think we should keep the winner
3.
Yeah.
as
winner
as the most.
And if
And if
somebody
something like
picks-
that were to happen, 2 points.
Okay, that being said, I'm not picking anybody's.
Yeah.
outright winner.
All that debate for nothing, but just conversation.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Tyson Alexander,
Okay.
DFL.
Yes. One of his choices. Man.
I'm gonna go Jimmy Walker.
Oh, that's a valid choice right there.
That's,
Yeah,
That's actually a really solid
Teddy
pick.
does not hate people with Lyme disease. Don't worry. It's not what's happening here.
I mean, there's a bunch of people on here that
It's a good pick. It's a good
are out
pick
there.
though.
I mean, Martin
Yeah, he's
Trainer's
just
there too.
struggling. I know. I kind of thought about taking him too, but
How many chunk chips can he have this week?
right. I do like the full field events though, because there's a lot of random guys that get into the field.
Look at
Yeah.
how many people at the end of this, like that do not have world ranking or like FedEx Cup ranking on this.
Mhm.
And it's like there's 20 plus people that are going to be playing in this, that it's interesting. Like I
Mhm. But
Willie
those are
Mack,
also the
I've
guys
seen,
that like I kind of want to root for, right? It's like,
Some
why
of
not
them.
root for Willie Mack to top 20?
I want to see Miles Russell make the cut.
Yeah. But
Yeah, the
also, like,
50.
why is Jason Duffner there?
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Isn't there a way you can filter this to see how they like qualified into the tournament?
Yeah,
Like how
you
they
can on the right if you click on it
right.
by how they qualified.
Duffner's missed 4 cuts. He hasn't made any money this year.
How many cuts have you missed or made? Yeah, that's what I thought, Teddy.
Yeah. All right, so we got our picks for Rocket Mortgage. Are you guys playing golf this weekend?
This
Anything cool
weekend,
happening?
this weekend's not looking good. We're probably gonna go to the zoo with one of our other friends who has a kid as well. But I am playing golf tomorrow afternoon at the Vineyards.
Reserve.
What is it? Reserve. The
Yep.
Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club near Portland. I think it's in Aloha, Oregon.
Yep.
That's in Hawaii.
It's pretty close to Pumpkin Ridge as well, as out in that area. Super
Yeah.
cool courses. Are you playing the north or the south course?
Yeah, I'm pulling up my text thread with Joe, who we're playing with. Cameron 327 course. We're playing the north course.
Okay, so I think that's the one that's a little bit more tree lined, because there is one that's
Fantastic.
there's one that's
I love trees.
tree lined, and then one that's a little bit more open, but it's got some like turtleback greens to it, which is kind of its defense.
So who I'm playing with is he works at the course. He's part of the facilities team, so he's out there mowing, all that good stuff. He says the courses are just in incredible shape right now too.
So one of them, they flip the private side like every 2 weeks. So for 2 weeks it's a private course, and then it goes public, back and forth.
Gotcha.
That's a good idea.
You will be blown away by how much Nike you see at that golf course.
Hey, good segue, because Thursday I'm going to the Nike employee store because I got the hookup. I'm gonna get a tour of the facility. I'm really excited for that. I don't know about you guys, but obviously Nike's probably the biggest sports brand in the history of the world at this point.
I will warn you, the employee store is super overwhelming the first time you go to it, because you want to look at everything and you want to almost buy everything, because everything's like 50% off.
Yeah, I'm going.
I'll send you my sizes.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you guys need anything, let me know. I got no problem. They're gonna be like,
for merch.
why are you buying this extra small golf shirt?
Yeah.
Like, we see the way you are. You're like,
My kid.
This is you.
It's for my kid, asshole.
It's for my son.
One.
But no,
But
no
just show
golf
a
this
picture of me.
weekend.
Yeah.
I'm in Portland. We're playing golf tomorrow afternoon. How about you? You got you the member guesses this weekend?
Yeah. So I'm actually, we start it tomorrow. So I'm playing a practice round in the afternoon, and then we go straight to the Calcutta. So Calcutta last year there was some cash that got thrown down. It got way too expensive last year. So I think we bought half of our team back last year. I'm really hoping that we kind of fly under the radar with this, because we are in flight 1. So the number 1 ranked team is a combined handicap of plus 5.3. And my teammate and I are a combined handicap of 4.9. So they're going to have to give us, like 4.5 strokes per side, which will be kind of interesting to play against that.
That'll be
see what it's like.
Different.
Yeah. So I kind of like that versus like having to give, 3 strokes a side or something like that if we were in flight 2. So it could be kind of cool. This is my favorite golf course in my area. I absolutely love it. The greens are always running like last year he got them to 13th. Like
What
Where's it
course
at?
is it?
absolutely lightning. Bend Golf and Country Club.
Oh.
Or I think it's Bend Golf Club now. It's not Country Club.
Yeah, BGC.
So it's really cool. Like it's not super long. I think we're playing the tips and it's only like 6,800 yards. I say only, but it's not over 7, which makes it
Yeah.
doable. Yeah, it's just a fun course. Like I just really, really enjoy it, and it's always like in such good shape.
Yeah.
So it should be a lot of fun for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Saturday night they do it right. They host it like a dinner on Saturday night, so my wife gets to show up and we all get to have fun. And the party goes until like midnight, stuff like that. So it'll be fun.
Looking forward to two things from your member guest experience. A, just your review and how you play, and B, Teddy and I will be eagerly awaiting our Venmo, payments from when you win the Calcutta for our cut.
Got it. Cool.
And drug
We
tests.
have
drug
new
test.
golf clubs to buy, okay? And you need to send us our cut.
There's probably more of what Teddy's talking about than anything, because I'm pretty sure when we start the round with Crown and Sprite, that's my partner's, or no, Crown and Squirt, I think is his like morning drink of choice.
Christ.
This is a family show.
Like he was like, hey, I've got the perfect morning drink, and he starts making it for me, and I'm like, dude, I don't think I've had that much Crown in an evening, let alone it's 8:30 in the morning right now. But
The Crown was what you had a problem with, not the Squirt.
Not the fluids.
Jesus.
Moving on from that, Teddy, you got a nice little round of golf planned.
Yes, I'll be playing Cabot Citrus Farms Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. They Cabot took it over 3 years ago, did a full renovation, and it's been open for a few months now, so it should be in pretty good shape. It's going to be super hot. I'm just going to try not to die. That's pretty much my only goal for the day.
What time do you tee off?
Like 11:30, something like that.
So
like right in the middle of the day. Yeah. It's going to be awful. Going to be awful.
Are we talking like 95 or?
It'll probably be in the mid 90s, and then with the humidity and stuff, it's going to feel like 105, 106.
Yeah.
What we should
it's going to be tough.
To the agenda of the next podcast next week is, since you played there before the reno and you're playing there now, I'd like to hear just your thoughts on the changes. My understanding from people, that we know, Teddy, it seems like it was a lot of green attention, mixed reviews on the greens and the complexes when it comes to just overall playability, and is it more circusy golf? Who knows?
It was a really good course.
And a lot of tree removal, right?
They
removed a lot of trees. It looks like there's a ton of like waste areas right off the fairway compared to, just your standard rough. So I want to get out there next time I'm out in Florida.
It previously had a lot of waste areas along the sides of the holes, and then a lot of pine trees. From what I've seen and what I've heard, they've removed a lot of the pine trees and then kind of expanded those waste areas across some fairways. And a lot of segmentation of the fairways instead of just kind of like a, tee fairway green kind of being all one strip with waste areas. They broke it all up a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited to kind of see what they changed. But I mean, previously it was a hidden gem. I never passed up an opportunity to go down there, so I'm excited.
What kind of course is it? Is it like, could we say it's linksy style in that area, or is it from the pictures I've seen, it's kind of open, right? Like it's not.
Yeah, it's pretty. I guess you could say it's linksy, but it's so. I mean, there's two types of courses down. It's either lake style or link style. It's really neither. I think it's probably more link style than anything else, but it's just a lot of subtle elevation changes and subtle sloping. And then it looked like they moved a lot of dirt around the greens and the approach areas. So it's probably just going to be firm, fast, and windy.
I wanna see a picture of every tee box from the hole. like 18
I can-
pictures from Teddy, and we're gonna turn it into it. And then I'll take that from Ben Golf Club, and we'll see which one looks the best from just 18 snapshots.
Yeah,
Do my
and
pants need to stay
I'll just
up
go fuck
for-
myself in my round of golf tomorrow.
I love the reserve. Like that's seriously one of my favorite courses. I can't remember if I played North or South last year for my birthday. I've done
Yeah.
it. So I
Oh,
really
speaking
like it.
of, Justin's birthday was yesterday.
Oh gosh.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday to you, Justin. He's 22, 23 at this point.
Yeah, we're
Doesn't
going with
matter.
that. That'll work.
And
I like
he
it.
decides to remind us like three hours before, like, oh yeah, it's my birthday. I'm not gonna be able to make it to the podcast. So
I
that's why
did.
we're doing it on Tuesday.
I didn't think we were doing anything. My wife came through and planned like a little family thing, so it was
Yeah.
super fun. Got me. I mean, my daughter kind of gave it away when she texted me and asked me what type of golf balls I play. So she got me
Sure.
a dozen golf balls. She got me a matching tour towel, which I am like the king of losing golf towels. I haven't told you guys
Hey,
that before, but
I could put, it'd be a good battle between you.
yeah.
And me.
Somehow I
When
went to
things
go.
don't stay on my bag, I don't.
Yeah. Somehow it's gone. I just bought one like 3 weeks ago. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So she went and bought me a new towel. So yeah, it was a good birthday. So
Very good. All right. I think we got everything. Listeners, we're the Pitchmark Collective on Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify. We're not doing any closing words because we've said enough today. We'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for listening.
fix your